Welcome back to a new episode of the Morning Brew, where we start our day inspired. I want to invite you to grab your coffee, settle in, and let's have a heart to heart. There's a quote that I've been reflecting on lately that says self discovery is a journey of peeling back the layers until you find the real you. And I love the visual because if we're honest, most of us are walking through life wearing layers of expectations, roles, responsibilities, and old stories about who we should be. Some of those layers serve us, they protect us, they help us function, but others, they weight us down, they hide our truest self from the world, and sometimes even from ourselves. So today, I want to talk about what those layers are, how they form, how we can start peeling them back, and what life looks like when you start living from your core self. I want you to think about an onion. I know, not the most glamorous metaphor, but stick with me. The outer layers are the ones everyone sees. Is your job title, your achievements, your role as a mother, as a partner, as a leader, as a friend, how you present yourself in social media posts and in meetings. That's the outer layer. Then there are the middle layers, the ones even you might not notice right away. These are beliefs you've absorbed from family, from culture, from religion, or past experiences. Also, stories you tell yourself, like, I'm not good enough, I have to do it all, or I'm not the kind of person who you fill the blanks. And finally, at the center, there is the core, your authentic self. This is the version of you before the world got loud, before you learned to put on masks, before you absorb the expectations of others. Self discovery. It's not about becoming someone new, it's about remembering who you are underneath it all. Layers aren't inherently bad. I want to say that. They often start as protection. A child who learns that being easy gets more approval might grow into an adult who never expresses her needs. A leader who gets rewarded for always delivering results might push herself past exhaustion, wearing busyness like a badge of honor. These layers are adapted, enter they're not. The challenge is when those layers start making the decisions for us. We think, this is just who I am. But really, it's a pattern. It's an identity we build to survive, not necessarily to thrive. So, how do we start peeling back those layers? There are three practices that have helped me in my own self discovery journey. There's many more, but for today, because it's a Morning Brew short episode, I'm going to share three with you. Three simple ones that might seem as common sense, but believe me, they're not always common practice. The first one is to ask, is this me? When you notice a belief like, I can't slow down or I'm bad at asking for help, whatever limiting belief you catch or notice, pause and ask, is this actually mine? Did I choose this? Or did it inherit it from family, culture, or circumstances? If it's not yours, you can let it go. And it's such a freeing feeling to let go of these beliefs. The second practice is to notice the friction points. Discomfort is a compass. We try to avoid discomfort, but the truth is that if we pay attention to moments when you feel resentment or dread or constant fatigue, often that's a sign you're operating from a layer, not your authentic self. And the third is to create space for quiet. You cannot hear your voice if the noise of life is constant and loud. Whether it's journaling, walking without your phone, or just sipping your coffee without distraction can create moments where you can check in with yourself. Some of my biggest insights have come not when I was trying to figure myself out, but when I gave myself the space to just be. So, one thing I want to say is peeling the layers can be scary. So you need courage to keep going in this journey of peeling them. Some layers are tied to relationships, to careers, to identities that we've had for years. You might realize a certain goal doesn't excite you anymore. You might see that a habit you thought was just how you are is actually holding you back. And yes, sometimes peeling back a layer means saying no, setting boundaries, or walking away from something that's not longer aligned. But here's the reward. When you live from your core, life feels lighter. Decisions feel more clear. Energy flows to the right places. You're no longer hustling to become someone. You're simply showing up as who you already are. So here's my challenge for you today. Before you go to bed tonight, take a quiet moment and ask yourself, what is one layer that I'm ready to let go of? It might be a belief, a habit, or even a role you've outgrown. Remember, self discovery isn't a one time project, it's a lifelong journey of peeling back the layers one at a time until you meet yourself fully. And the real you, she's been there all along, waiting for you to come home. So now go and make today count. I hope you have an amazing day ahead, an amazing weekend if you're listening this on Saturday as it airs, and an amazing week ahead. And I can't wait to meet again for our coffee chat next week here on the Morning Brew.